Right folks, welcome back to another brutal and honest food review. Today we have been to Aldi. They brought out their KFC Dupe range again. So it's the Roosters kind of southern fried chicken, it's breaded, etc. and stuff like that one. Now, they vary in price. There's actually a lot less than they brought out last time. They brought out absolutely loads, but we'll have a little look at what we've got first of all. But before we do, folks, now 90% of you who watch these videos don't already subscribe. How crazy is that? We have got food reviews dropping out minimum 3 times a week, shorts nearly every day, and sometimes even do 4 or 5. We hit the supermarkets, we hit local businesses, we hit further afield around in the UK for our GNF food calls. We've got lots going on, folks. Drop us a subscribe. We would love to have you along for the journey. So we're going to get this cooking, and guess what? We'll get tasting. Southern style gravy, £1.49 for a pot of gravy. Right, okay. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, dokie. Right, we're going to start this off with the gravy. Stir there. It's a little bit lumpy, that, doesn't it? Okay, here we go. Oh. What is that? That is horrific. Oh. The only way to describe this, dirty dishwater, but it's not even dishwater, it's lumpy, dirty dishwater. You know when you're kind of in the sink and you kind of pull that out there? That is what I think that would taste like if you were to eat that stuff out there. Salty, bitter, rank. Honestly, rank on that one. Avoid this, 0 out of 10. Coleslaw up next. I think this is just your standard coleslaw from Aldi. Wrapped up, there we go. Oh, what is going on with that? Oh. That is just one of the most vinegary things I've tasted in a long time. It's just sour. I think it's gone off. I only bought it today. For me, coleslaw should be creamy, crunchy vegetables in there, and lots of flavour. That is rough. 1 out of 10. The barbecue beans, these are also £1.49 again. Look at that, it's mostly sauce in there. £1.49 for a mini tub of beans. There's not many beans in there, it's mostly just bean juice. All right, here we go. Not much that barbecue flavour in there. A little bit of spice, which is okay. I think they're a bit rough around the edges, these are. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Bitter, really, really bitter. No sweetness to it. Well, they're just cheap. Aldi do better beans than that. You know, you can just add some barbecue sauce yourself. Yeah, skip these ones as well. 3 out of 10. Skin on fries at £1.49 for a box of skin on fries. That, folks, is a rip-off. You can get a bag of fries, the same fries that they've got in here, you know, for a lot less money. Okay, it comes with Roosters special seasoning. Well, yeah, there you go. That's my thoughts on that already. That is the amount of chips you get in that box. Absolute rip-off. Got one here with quite a bit of coating on, so we can give it a try. That coating does absolutely nothing, honestly. It just salted the chips, really. Buy yourself a bag of fries, add your own salt or seasoning on there. You can buy the seasoning separate. You're still probably doing it a bit cheaper than out of there, and I'd probably skip this one, 2 out of 10. Sweetcorn bites at £1.99. Now, I'll have to show you this one. Shocking, isn't it? Shocking. I am gobsmacked with that one anyway. That's, yeah, we'll get there. 6 for the price they're at, 6. It's 1 cob that's been cut into 6. Don't start me on that. It's got a red pepper sauce in there, which you can have a little look at there. So try. I feel they're way too spicy for what they are. Buy a corn on the cob and do it yourself. These sides have been poor so far, 2 out of 10. Hot chicken wings, £2.49. Now, I mean, you don't get loads in there, but they're breaded. They look all right. Okay, we'll see. Always good when you've got like a coated wing like this. I like it. Be better with a load of sauce, so maybe some buffalo sauce on the top will go really well. To be fair, they're cheap chicken wings. That's always going to be the case with a range like this. Coating on it is quite nice, really spicy, good kick to it, and I like that. It stayed nice and crunchy. It's actually not as greasy as I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be really greasy, but yeah, nice and spicy, good kick to them. I actually quite like them. You're getting quite a few in there. I think you can get more from a local takeaway. I get it. But obviously at this point, you're buying them for convenience, aren't you, from the supermarket? Yeah, I'll probably tuck into these again. Quite like them. I'm going to give this one 7 out of 10. Mini chicken Kiev bites, £2.99 for these. Again, not loads in there. They seem to do this with the limited edition ranges. They seem to do things like, you know, make them a lot more expensive than they probably should be. A little good try. They look quite interesting and different, don't they? There's nowhere near enough garlic butter in there for what you'd think. You're getting a tiny hint of it. If you're going to do it properly is what I'd say. You can't say they're mini Kievs without the Kiev butter in there. Even when you cook a normal chicken Kiev and it spreads out, you still get that flavour. That's missing from them. They were disappointing last time they brought out, I'll be honest with you. I can't really give these more than a 2 out of 10, to be fair. Next up, we've got a box of chicken poppers. These are £2.69 for the box. A lot cheaper than KFC would usually charge for some popcorn chicken. Doesn't feel that full though. I'm not sure how much is actually in there, but we'll see when we get it open and cooking. That is the popcorn chicken. That is the chicken chunks. That's all you're getting out of this big box that they start you off with. Take a little look at them there. There we are. It's missing half the chicken in there. It's that chewy, reformed chicken pieces in there. At least the ones that you get from KFC. They are more expensive. They are nicer than that there. They're pretty rough, these ones are. I just think that, you know, you just wonder what goes into a lot of these things when they look like that and they taste like they do. Not worth it, these ones. I think the popcorn chicken ones, stick away from. I can't give this more than a 2 out of 10. It's just not pleasant at all. Chicken chunks, £3.49. I don't know why these are so expensive. £3.49 for what is essentially sun and fried chicken nuggets. It says chicken breast pieces in the golden breadcrumb, but don't get many in there at all for £3.49. Nice and crispy. They're not too greasy, so let's give these a try. You can really taste the difference on the chicken in these compared to the popcorn chicken. Actually, it's chicken breast that's been put in there. The coating stayed nice and crunchy. It's got a nice crispy, a nice flavour. Not too much of a kick to it, but a nice southern fried flavour on there. Yeah. Do you know what? Chicken chunks. They're working for me. I quite like them. The only problem I get, you don't get much in the pack for £3.49, but they're a pretty decent chicken nugget. I won't be upset if I got these. They taste very similar to the KFC ones. Price is high, so I'm going to give these ones a 7 out of 10. Buttermilk chicken tenders, £2.99 for the box. You're looking a bit battered in there already, but maybe 5 or 6 pieces in there. Some of them are massive. They're not tenders. Look at that. There's like a chicken burger in there. Wow. Okay, this is apparently one of the chicken tenders. God. And that's the same size as you get from KFC for a normal chicken burger. I've cut one of them down to give it a little try. Very good. Almost as good as the KFC chicken tenders. They're nice. Chicken breast good. Coating stayed nice and crispy. It's not too greasy as well, which I think is so important with these because they sometimes come out really greasy. Good flavouring in there. Chicken's nice and moist. It's chicken breast as well. I do quite like them. So, do you know what? I'm going to give these ones an 8 out of 10. Sizzler chicken burgers, £2.99 for 2. Honestly, in there with that pack, they look a little bit sad, but yeah, we'll see. Big size, much bigger than you get at KFC, absolutely. Just cut a little slice off and give it a try. There we go. The breadcrumbs on the top have stayed really, really crunchy. They're not too greasy as well. I keep referring back to that one. So a lot of this range previously has been so greasy, it's untrue. They're really good, and that spice level is perfect. Bit of mayo, lettuce, burger bun. I think you're onto a right winner there. Plus, they're bigger than you get at KFC. I think the price-wise is probably in the right kind of area for what you're getting there. I do quite like them. I'm positive on this one. I'm giving those a 9 out of 10. Honestly, very good. Chicken, thighs and drums, £3.99. This seems a little bit more better value. It's packed full, it's heavy. They've got crispy crumb seasoning on there. I'm pretty much, yeah, compared to like £3.49 for the chunks, and you get this for £3.99. But it is about the quality, so let's see as we go along. Right, let's hit these chicken thighs. Do you know what? I really like them. Crunchy, a little bit greasier than the rest of them. That chicken thigh meat inside is really good. It stayed nice and moist. That is so important with these. Good size as well, loads of meat on there. And obviously the coating is really good. Do you know what? Very happy with these as well. Because they're a little bit greasier, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. And the drumsticks, oh dear, these look a little bit, oh no, not for me, these ones. Way too greasy. The chicken's all a little bit slimy inside. The coating's gone all soggy, which makes it a little bit more depressing to eat, I think. I think they should have just done a box of chicken thighs. I think that'd have been much better than doing the drumsticks. But obviously they've got to use some of the chicken up, haven't they? And they missed the mark with this one. Could have been better. Look, it's missing half the chicken off the bone there. These are gonna get a 3 out of 10. So folks, that is Aldi's KFC dupe range out. Couple of absolute stonking winners on there, but there is some of this that is really, really rough and ready. That gravy, oh my days, awful, awful, awful. Stick away from that gravy. That'll do for this one, folks. We'll see you on to it next.